continue to contribute. As long as I am allowed to live, I will contribute. I have collected all the remaining available scriptures, maybe 2 crore books. 2 crore means 20 million, I think, books on Hindu physics, Hindu chemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu physiology, Hindu psychology, Hindu law and order, Hindu social system, the power manifestation sciences of Hinduism, yogic sciences of Hinduism. I have collected, and Paramashiva has given me the blessings and power to decode. I have decoded and continuing to decode them. If the humanity, somebody is kind enough to give me few hundred acres in one corner of the world, with the world, revealing this whole sciences to the world, and go on contributing. I don't need anything other than 1 cup of curd rice every day, that's all. A cup of curd rice per day, over. I can go on be giving this to the world. I can add to the world. I can make the world a better place to live. Thousands of medicines are described detail in ancient Siddha and Ayurvedic scriptures. Paramashiva has given me the power to decode them, read them, and properly translate and map them to the modern day human language. And I am ready to work 20 hours a day. I just keep this library, run a Gurukul where thousands of people can learn this and share it with the world. Understand? I am only in country. If we can decode all this great knowledge, whole world can prosper from this knowledge. Whole world can enjoy from this knowledge. If I prosper, I will only create a university. I will not create anything else. If the Hindus prosper, they will only create education institutions. Because Hinduism is all about giving, contributing. If I prosper, I'll create university, that's all. Kailasa is all about university, to decode the ancient sciences and share with the world. Understand? Every day I am sitting and going on decoding on my books and writing details on my books. Whether it is making human beings manifest powers, and I have also now started downloading and decoding the science of making animals manifest powers. Whether making people manifest powers or healing, in every level, life is all about contribution. most easiest, most powerful, most inspiring, most exciting way to connect with life as the form of mother. Navaratri is the time to connect with cosmos as mother. Celebrate Cosmic Mother. This 9 days we worship Mother, worshipping Divine Feminine.
Yadumadi Nindrai Kali, Om Kali, Om Shakti, Om Kali, Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om Shakti.
There are some, the moment you call, they will be there. Venkateshwara, Balaji. I tell you, people give so much for Venkateshwara because he does the job. He's an unknown God.
There's a village folk story where Venkateshwara borrows from Kubera for his marriage and he is still paying the debt. Venkateshwara takes the responsibility of reserve to reserve. This whole story, beautiful story of Venkateshwara is an amazing concept. He is making Yaksha into Lakshmi. He is making the reserve to reserve. It's an amazing truth.
Here is Australia, Kailasa. How can I be so lucky and have a happy life in Kailasa? It's a long story. My guru is His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Since I was very little, I already wonder what life for. I really want to know the result, the reason. A long time ago, I think if I earn enough money, I will be a very happy person. But money didn't give me happy. Then I tried to get the happy life in romantic love. Then the really romantic love take me go lots of places. Too many stories during this time. But I still don't feel I get the result, get the life reason. Then I start study from book, from video, from religion in the way. And when I study Buddha, that time Buddha gives so much intelligence to me about life. But I don't think study is enough for me. I want to be Buddha. But I don't know how. Who can let me get there? One day I find the video in YouTube, introduce Swamiji in that video. I suddenly, my eyes open wide. I get it. He must be my guru. I can get there. He can let me get what I want to know. And he can take me home, real home. This kind of feeling, then I start study from Nithyananda Sangha. One day, Swamiji satsang, so devote land, home, money to build up Kailasa. Then I discussed with my husband, decide to give the whole farm to Nithyananda. That time, because both of us believe help Swamiji means help whole world. It's a decision, but we just discussed so short time already, and believe me, trust Swamiji so much. Soon here will be big temple, Gurukul, Goshena, and library. Introduce this my story to you, just me. Don't give up any chance to be founding father of Kailasa. It's the best thing you can do in your life.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within the next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians. I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that. Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, own home, wherever you are. Proper
Nithyananda, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be learning about the various offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti as an expression of our love, gratitude, and devotion. An offering is a divine gift of pure love and gratitude. It's an expression of our sacred sentiments, and it consists of giving and accepting. When the divine accepts what one offers, the offer becomes complete, and it's not made of any fear and greed, but just the pure devotion, the expression of the sacred sentiments of the devotee. And then with this, anything that is offered, the divine auspiciousness on the devotee lands. The offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela, laid out only for the purpose of enlightenment. So now let us see grace and compassion. Induni bhaveda karavani nayanam syat pankaja varapaya japakshara sarayuktam angahima bhushana vichitra vasanam syat tungamakutojjvala manonmani swarupam. And the meaning of this verse: a moon-like face holding the Veda books on hand, jeweled ornaments in wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And this Dhyana Shloka is from the Mula Agama, Manonmani Dhyana, who is Devi Parashakti herself. And another Dhyana Shloka from Devi Parashakti, as we remember her and get ready to receive her darshan. Dhyayet devim trinetram shashinibhavadanaam vedahastam dadhanam savye padmam varadam apare chakshamalam divyairabharaneir vibhushitatanum brahmadhibhi pujitam devi meva manonmanim pratidinam kamarthadatrim shubham. And the meaning of this verse: I meditate on glowing like a moon and holding the Veda, lotus, and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. In all of the gifts that we offer to the divine, in all of the celebrations, the rituals, and the construction of temples. In all of this, gold, the divine element of gold, is used in abundance for Sakshi Pramana for the significance of the divine element of gold, which comes from the Atharva Veda. This verse says, Tredhajutam janmanedam hiranyam agnerekam priyatamam bhabuva somasyaikyam insitasya parapatata apamekam veda samreta ahutatte hiranyam trividastavai vishe. The translation, triply born by birth of this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was hurt. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful, Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your long life. And gold is the divine element. It purifies anything that it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power, of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and in anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all the scriptures, agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, and Puranas. In all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal which purifies our being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual feasts were offered in gold bricks. To be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as rituals of gold. The streets would have huge columns and archways made of horses and cows with banks of rivers of gold. The Indus River was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold in Rig Veda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. Gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment of years and it lasts forever. So let us see the various offerings that one can offer to Devi Parashakti today as we get ready darshan. And Devi is described as Bhakti Priya. Let us see this verse which describes Devi Parashakti's love for true devotion. It says, Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha Shambhavi Sharadha Radhya Sharvani Sharmadayini. And the meaning of this verse, devotion, and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion, and she removes all fear in the minds of the devotees. If there is any fear in the minds of the devotee, Devi should remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives when thoughts turn more and more inwards. The role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship then becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Shambhu, Lord Shiva. Sharadaradhya, made by Sharada Devi Saraswati. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. Linga Purana says, Lord Shiva is called Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadayini is Devi who bestows happiness on devotees. And today, through the evenly offering, you can offer your student devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your Kanika and the Ihundi. The Ihundi is where you can offer your token of love and gratitude to Devi Parashakti in any amount and in multiple currencies. Whatever you wish to offer, you can make the offering through the e-hundi. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the Sankalpa chanting, the offering of conscious resolution. It is said that when one makes a conscious to the divine answers prayers asked and unasked. So let us see this verse from Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 34, which describes the power of Sankalpa. And this verse says, Sayai tanmohyate vishwam shaiva vishwam prasuyate saya chittacha vijanam pushtarudhim. The meaning of this verse: the goddess enchants this universe, and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess, being prayed without interest in anything, gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. So you can offer the conscious resolution that you're yearning for. And next, we have the offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the offering of the pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti. Devi is described as Lalita Sahasranama. She likes repetition of her various names. And offering of pure gold coins, you can make this offering and receive the blessings, the Kalyana Gunas, the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself. You can make all of these offerings on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And next, we also have the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold ring embedded with pearl. And Devi is described, the splendor and grace of Devi wearing pearls is described in this verse. Muktahara lasat kirita ruchiram purnendu vaktra prabham shinjannupura kinkini manidharam padma prabhabhasuram sarvabhita palapradham girisutam vani rama sevitam Meenakshi pranam to goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small shining like the splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Devi Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. And you can offer the pearl finger ring to Devi Parashakti today and be showered by her compassion and pure love in all your business endeavors. So you can make these offerings on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And the pearl finger ring can also be offered in 3 different sizes: $251, $501, and $750. The next offering is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower. And this from Kamika Agama describes the significance of the lotus flower. It says, Ashtavidyeshwaropeta Kumbha Varana Samyutam Sarve Sasutra Vastradya Hema Pankajabhushitaha Sapidannassa Kurachascha Pakva Bilva Palaprabha Snapanadhyaya Samsiddha Pramanena Samanvitaha. The verse describes, all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with a new cloth. They should be adorned with lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references in the Hindu tradition for using lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities of worship or meditating on the mudras and asanas used during worship, and involves lotus flower the lotus leaf, lotus pericarp, lotus petals. The lotus is the divine flower in the Hindu tradition. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called as lotus. The face of the Paramashiva Linga, the disciple of Paramashiva, is also considered as lotus, one who is about to bloom. And you can offer the gold lotus being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life. And the next offering you can make to Devi Parashakti is the Swarnametti, the gold touring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. And this verse, the beauty of Devi Parashakti. Vayaprabhajala parakrita saroruha. The meaning of this verse, you whose brightness from the toenails destroy the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of even the lotus flower. And you can offer the touring to Devi Parashakti to adorn her sacred feet and be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of your life. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the Swarnamang Tika, the gold hairline jewelry. Devi is described as Sudha Sharabhi Varshini, he who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara, that is present experience of the ultimate. The Swarnamang Tika represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully the sacred sentiment of gratitude. And you can make the offering of the Swarnamang Tika and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and space of complete completion. So you can make this offering and all the offerings to Devi Parashakti on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and the Shloka 83 of Saundarya Lahari describes that the nails of Devi Parashakti have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who prostrate before Devi. Tamoguna is the darkness, and in the stotram, tamas is indicative of the ignorance in the minds of devotees. By constantly, this ignorance is removed by constantly prostrating before Devi, and they attain the supreme knowledge. Offering the Pratyaksha Pada Puja is a most sacred, intimate offering that is offered to the Guru from the disciples in the Hindu tradition. And this offering of Pratyaksha Pada Puja blesses the Yajaman with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti, so the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, through whom Devi Parashakti is manifesting in all her glory and splendor to bless all of her devotees today. So as we get ready to receive Devi Parashakti's darshan, you can make any of the and feeling of oneness with Paramashiva, with Devi Parashakti, with your Guru, and you can sign up for all of these offerings on the website www.kailasamailer.com/seva. The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth. And traditional cloth is offered as a prayer in all difficult and adverse situations in our life. So you can make this offering to Devi Parashakti and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Devi Parashakti herself, showering her grace and compassion through the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism today, as you get ready to receive the darshan. For you to express your gratitude and devotion on the website www.paramashivoham.com/sevas. You can make an offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, and you can make the offering of the Devi's Sahasranama Swarna Kasu, which is the pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1,008 names of Devi Parashakti. You can make the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring with embedded pearl in 3 different denominations. You can offer the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower in 3 different sizes. You can make the offering of the Swarna Metti, the pure gold touring for the lotus feet of Devi. You can also offer the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry that represents from the Sahasrara. You can make the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, one of the most sacred offerings from disciple to Guru. And you can make the offering of the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth, to Devi Parashakti. And all of these offerings are made available on the website www.kailasamailer.com/seva, and you can offer any of these through this website. So let us now take a look at the website. You can see the website here, www.kailasamailer.com/seva. And here you can make your offerings for e-hundi on step 2 and offerings for various jewelry or sevas that you would like to offer to Devi Parashakti. You can offer on this link here on step 2. So the offerings for Devi Parashakti. All of these offerings, the conscious resolution, the Devi Sahasranama Swarna Kasu, the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring with pearl, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, the Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring, Tika, the gold hairline jewelry, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the Vastra Seva, and many more offerings are all made available for the devotees, to express their love and gratitude as they would wish to offer. So you can sign up for any of these offerings and get ready to receive the grace and blessings of Devi Parashakti today as she comes to your homes to bless you and shower you with her compassion during the darshan. And the e-hundi offerings are available in multiple currencies: US dollars, Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, Indian rupees, Singaporean dollars, Malaysian ringgits, Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can offer the e-hundi offerings in any amount of your choice. So again, the website for all of these offerings is www.kailasamedia.com/sevas. And now you can make your offerings of gratitude and devotion through this website. So as we get ready to receive Devi Parashakti, all will be learning more about the by the guidance of Devi Parashakti and by the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself as a protection for all of humanity through these times of pandemic in the various spiritual embassies of Kailasa. So we'll get ready for the next segment. And we'll be right back just after a short break.
Yes, Nithyanandam, everyone. So today, let us look into the COVID care protection centers in the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa. Today, people around the world are trying to grapple with a grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of current calamity promises to be economies of the world are facing disastrous future. Countries are facing off each other in deep mistrust. 19 has elbowed all of other COVID-19 variants. Less than 1% of each of the alpha, beta, and gamma strains are currently circulating. It is really predominantly Delta around the world. COVID pandemic has now killed more Americans than the 1918-19 influenza pandemic that could do it. For example, in 1918-19 flu, 25% of Americans were infected, and it killed about 0.65% of them, coming to 675,000 deaths. Whereas for COVID-19, 12% of Americans were infected and 0.2% of them were killed, which comes to around 676 lost their lives due to COVID-19. People infected with alpha variant exhales 100 times more viruses into air than the original COVID strain itself. The University of Maryland researchers suggested the need for better ventilation and tight-fitting masks, in addition to widespread vaccination to help stop the spread of the virus. So the study has concluded that 6 feet distance may really not be enough to prevent the viral transmission indoors, which means it's practically impossible for people who are living in urban, because more than 6 feet distance, if it is not enough to prevent the viral transmission indoors. COVID-19 Delta variant still more concerning, says the World Health Organization experts. I think the Delta variant for me is the one that is more concerning because of increased transmissibility, says Dr. Maria, who's the agency's technical lead for COVID-19. The chief medical advisor of the United States, Anthony Fauci, he says that right now we are still in pandemic mode because we have 160,000 new infections every day. That's not even modestly good control. The US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, with over 4 million infections adding up in the past few weeks. And you can also see here how COVID-19 has made the world less peaceful. If you compare the incidence and fatality rate over the last 2 years, that COVID-19 has increased the ongoing conflict, reduced the feeling of secure amongst the public. The younger adults, especially from the age 18 to 24, they are more likely to report the symptoms of anxiety or the depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. The average share of adults reporting the symptoms of anxiety disorder, if you compare between 2019 to 2021, you can clearly see there is a threefold increase in the average share of adults reporting the symptoms of anxiety disorder. Nearly 8 in 10 adults say that COVID-19 is a significant source of stress in their life. And similarly, nearly 7 in COVID-19 could exacerbate doctors' existing mental health burden. More than 60,000 US healthcare workers have contracted COVID-19, in which 300 of them have died. An estimated 300 to 400 physicians die by suicide every day. Workers who treated patients during China COVID-19 outbreak, 50% of them depression. 40% of them showed 15% of them were depressed, especially the pregnant women. 50% of the pregnant women were depressed before the onset of COVID-19, while today 40% of them experience depression. Same way, 29% of the pregnant women used to feel anxious before the onset of COVID-19, while today 72% of pregnant women experience anxiousness. 8 in 10 students are struggling with the focus on school or work and avoid distractions. Students are interacting mostly with the parents during COVID-19 physical distancing. Number 1, for college student medical wellness, virtual face-to-face time. Number 1, 55% of all the students do not know where to go for help for their mental health. Understanding the pandemic's impact on the working women. Nearly 82% of the women surveyed says that lives have been negatively disrupted by the pandemic. Nearly 70% of the women who have experienced these disruptions are concerned with their career growth may be limited as a result. The pandemic is expected to plunge most countries into recession in 2020, with a per capita acting in the largest fraction of countries since 1870, with all the global recessions since 1990. COVID-19 crisis have worsened already fragile situations. The International Labour Organization is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. The Mumbai mayor says that third wave is here. What do September's surge in COVID cases tell us? He says very clearly that third wave of COVID-19 is not even coming, it is already here. A little over 25% of healthcare workers were infected with coronavirus despite getting fully vaccinated. A recent study has revealed, giving an insight on the breakthrough infections due to the Delta variant. The study, jointly conducted by the Institute of Genomics and Interactive Biology and Max Hospitals in Delhi, found that vaccination breakthroughs were far more common during Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. A new coronavirus strain known as Mo, which was first identified in Colombia in January, has been designated as a variant of interest by the World Health Organization. So how do you cope up with current COVID-19 pandemic? It is very important to address the COVID pandemic, which is seeing another wave, which is destroying many more lives. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that pandemic fatigue setting in as a result of continuous lockdown is resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting this pace of delusional decisions lead to delusional arrogance, which is Bhava Sankalpa. Continuous lockdowns lead to delusional thoughts like, so what if I die? It's okay. I can live forever in this long term. Going out then and exposing oneself and putting risk on yourself and others with irresponsibility and insensitivity is the delusional arrogance. The global COVID virus pandemic has left the whole world desperately looking for answers. This had been experienced even back in February 2020, no longer recognize society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who had been the greatest fortune to be in the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in their lives to carry themselves through this crisis. So you have this wonderful opportunity to join the COVID Care Protection Center. All you need to do is register through this link, kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. KAILASA.org/KAILASACARE. So let's take a few minutes to register ourselves in this link, kailasa.org/Kailasa Care, for you to be present in this de facto spiritual embassy of Kailasa, Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Paramashivam, for you to feel protected and safe in this ongoing pandemic. Now, making peace with nature is possible only if we start now making peace with the nature. Amidst the pandemic, 2021 can go down the year if we make peace with the nature and set the planet to healing. Health and peace are interrelated. The individuals and groups enjoy equitable access to health facilities and services, fulfilling their rights to physical and mental health. And health actors design neutral health interventions that promote trust and dialogue, and the communities are empowered to cope up with this violent conflict. That is, if that happens, then the health coverage is more universal. Grievances can be heard and addressed to generate trust around the health emergency. Taking pandemic and building resilience in fragile states require concerted international action at local, national, and global levels. As the humanitarian and economic toll of the COVID-19 continues to grow, so does the risk that this crisis can fuel new conflicts around the world, while the prospects for resolving ongoing ones. For the first time since 1945, the entire world is confronted by a common threat, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or faith. A new social contract between people, governments, the public sector, civil society, and more can tackle the roots of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universal benefits, and opportunities for one and all. Yoga is a practice that can be relevant to all the ages, relevant cultures, irrespective of what socio-economic status people represent. It can be used to unite our complex and difficult world to promote not only healthy lifestyle, but to promote peace and security in the world. Our contemporary world is showing no signs of decline in the intensity of violent conflicts, crimes, displacement, and prevalence of a continued state of tension in many regions of the world. Political tensions, which have been on rise even before the COVID-19, have only prolonged the violent conflict, making it very difficult for the policymakers to come together and resolve their differences peacefully and amicably. The last decade witnessed the highest number of people internally displaced because of conflict and violence. Now let us look into the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Swamiji beautifully shares that when an individual goes through a spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful, peaceful life for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough, he moves the whole city and manifests peace. He is more powerful, he moves the whole village or the whole country itself. If he is powerful enough like the incarnations, he moves the whole world and manifests peace for them. The individual bliss is the source of the global peace in the level of Om. Now, let us look into a beautiful video where Swamiji shares about inner transformation leads to achieve global peace. Let us watch this video.
Social answer means I'll tell, oh, you should all work for global peace. You should all say that it will stop the war and all these things. This is the social answer. Nonsense. If you want the honest answer, I tell you, simply transform yourself. You can't do anything. If at all you can do, you would have done it. Be honest. If you can do, you would have done it. You are raising this question because you are not able to do. Am I right? So let us be very clear. Let us be honest. We are not able to do socially. That's the truth. That's the reason you are sitting here and raising the question. I tell you, understand few important things. There are a lot more attached to this question. There are many things which is attached to this question. We always feel the present is the world is totally spoiled. It is not going according to the rules or how it is supposed to be. It was wonderful once upon a time. In ancient time, things were going properly. Everything was well and great. And I tell you, 10,000 years ago, they found some writings. Other day I read a beautiful book about that stone writings. That writings, it says, oh, nowadays the society is not as it should be. So much of war. There is no peace. In the early times, there was so much of peace. Society was really great. Things were as it should be. And it almost looks like a today newspaper editorial. 10,000 years ago, the same thing carved on a stone. Then understand, there was no such time as only good prevailed. It is just a fantasy. Hinduism, they call it Satya Yuga, the age of truth. There was a time only truth. And every religion, wonderful fantasy. The past was great. There was golden past. Always the idea of past. The more you go back, again you say the past was great. And I tell you one thing, it is a wonderful way of postponing accepting the reality.
Otherwise, I can be sure the world was same as it is today. Whether it is 5,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. Maybe one thing, there was no CNN channel that time. So the news did not reach you so quickly. The news did not reach you so quickly. That may be the only difference. But otherwise, I can be sure the good and the bad was equal. Good and the bad was equal. The same amount of wars were there. All the other things were there. If you read the Puranas, the mythological stories of India, you see enough of things. Enough of dirty things. I think sometimes I find little more. And if you read completely the Puranas or the Hindu scriptures, there are a lot of things much worse than modern day. The criminal activities or bad things or negative things, whatever you say, all this stuff. And never think only present day is corrupted or violent. In the ancient days also, all these things were there. Only one thing was not there, the CNN news or the internet. So the news did not reach you. But otherwise I can tell you, enough the good and bad was there. It always will exist. It will exist. All you can do is, if you awaken yourself, if you reach the enlightenment state, you can go beyond it. And I tell you, enlightenment is the only service you can do to the society. Just become enlightened so that you will reduce the negativity. Now, as of now, you are also the part of negative group. Naturally, we will be, as long as we are unenlightened, we will be the part of collective negative consciousness. So if you become enlightened, at least you will reduce your weight. That's the only thing we can do. Nothing else can be done. So all I request you to do is just become enlightened. Realize that you are a lion. That's the only way to help yourself and the society. Otherwise, all revolutions, you see, all revolution again end up as one more tradition. In last 2000 years, 3000 wars have happened in the humanity. In 2000 years, 3000 wars. Human beings have not done anything except doing wars, except fighting. Everybody claims he wants to do revolution. He wants to spread peace. You see, every country claims their army is a defensive army. Then tell me, every country says defensive army. Then who is offending? These are all just, games. The idea of peace is a pure game. Everybody wants to spread the peace according to them, according to the other person. They want peace according to them. The other day I was in that fight. He wants peace, he wanted. Not the peace alone should survive. Something like that. He has written some statement about the peace on the sword. We all take sword to spread the peace. So no revolution is going to help. Because in the last 2000 years, 2000 revolutions have happened. But still world is same, I think much worse. So no revolution is going to help. Only individual evolution is going to help. So be very clear. Instead of working in the outer world, start working in the inner world. That will help you and society some way. Social answer means I'll tell, oh, you should all.
Listen carefully. The space of Shanti, is where Kailasa grows. Listen carefully. It is in the peace centered powerfulness is the breeding ground for Paramashivatva to manifest. Please understand. mirror reflects everything. Pure Shanti based Shakti, peace based powerfulness reflects Paramashiva. Paramashiva manifests in peace based powerfulness. Please understand. Neither violence nor powerlessness is weakness. Violence is abuse. Peace centered powerfulness. Powerfulness centered peace. All the Upanishads starts with peace, completes with peace. Shanti mantra starts with Shanti mantra, gets completed with Shanti mantra. Requirement for Paramashivatva to manifest. That is why people who don't want us to manifest Paramashivatva or power manifestation do not want to allow the peace in our life or do not want peace in our campus. Understand? But only if you are peaceful, which cannot be shaken even by the demons and devils and rakshasas, we can be in eternal peace. So, remember this very clearly. Peace. All the very DNA structure, genetic structure, the core Anu Mahat structure. Understand? Anoraniyan Mahato Mahit, the atom, Mahat more than Mahat. That Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. That consciousness starts growing in you with more and more peace-based powerfulness developing. Spend more and more time, energy in unclutching. It will never be wasted. Time spent on unclutching is the most productive time for you in your life, because unclutching completely makes you altogether a different material. Understand? It makes your very biomemory, muscle memory, core structure, molecular structure, DNA flows. One, the pure conscious explosion. So totally 8 energy flow circuits exist in you. All the 8 explodes when you unclutch. Understand? Unclutching is the space of Sri Kailasa. Listen carefully. Every chanting, every prayer in Hinduism ends with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times. Means peace, peace, peace. Hinduism is the real religion. Loving peace, living peace. Individual level, social level, global level. Understand? Hinduism lost all its 56 nations, 200 states, 10,000 kingdoms, samsthanas, is not a loss to Hinduism, it is a loss to planet Earth, human beings. Wherever Hinduism is practiced, kept alive, the ideal of global peace is kept alive. Just do this one simple statistics. You yourself study. Google and study. Top 10 religions. List for each religion. I can be 200% sure. You yourself will realize Hinduism is the most peace-loving and peace-living religion. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Being the supreme pontiff of